Hi again. So, I'm going to continue to talk about consciousness and hope you will look inside you to really understand the consciousness. We did talk about a couple of basic principles of consciousness. One could confuse the consciousness with the life, which may be partly real, partly unreal. But I'm going to talk about the consciousness as such, and everybody knows the consciousness, but everybody has a different opinion as to what is consciousness. For example, I had heard that Buddhists believe that if you take a lighted match and move it in a circle, it will create a imagination or imaginary circle of light. And it's actually because the images formed on our retina are staying there and they continue to do it. Just like the movie where there are a series of pictures which run so fast that we perceive the action. So they feel that the life is something like that. When that circling movement stops, the life is gone. The question that I have for them is that what makes them go and what makes them move in a circle that fast? And if that's the life, and when that stops, there is no life, then what makes it stop? Why does it stop? So we really come back to the same question that the life or the consciousness or the presence of the God is something very different for different people, but certainly there. As we talked in the last one, the consciousness is created by matter according to the atheist. So the matter, which is inert, has no life according to what we see. I mean, I'm sitting on a chair. The chair has no life. I am putting my recorder on the table. It has no life, but they, according to the atheists, can create the life. So that's their thinking. And again, they think that there has to be some chemical reaction, some magnetic forces, electronic forces, God knows what, that creates the matter. Certainly that's the belief of the atheist. Then majority of the religions believe that the God, the consciousness, the spirit, the energy created everything else. And certainly the Einsteinian principle of E equal to mc square, which means energy is equal to matter multiplied by square of speed of the light, says that the matter and the energy are interchangeable. So certainly we believe that the energy can create the matter. This is what the belief is. For example, Christians believe that God created the universe, or at least the earth, in 7 days. So that particular belief is held by many other religions. And once you talk about omnipotent God, then you can't question whether he could have created the matter or not, or whether the matter is an illusion or not. For Hindus, there are two other possibilities. There are two other possibilities. Certainly the possibility that God created the matter does exist. But why would it create it becomes a question. Because to create something, you need a desire. So there are two other possibilities. One is that the matter and the God are independent. This is one belief, which is called Vishishta Advaita. That means there is duality, but duality is very specific, very limited. And the other one is that the two are one. So it is not that the consciousness is perceiving the matter. Consciousness is perceiving the book that I read, the food that I eat, but it's actually in its consciousness the whole thing is happening. Like if you are a dreamer and you dream during sleep, for you that is the reality. You don't perceive that as a dream when you are actually seeing the dream. So that is a philosophy which is promoted by people that believe that there is no two, but it is only one. So there are two groups of thought processes in India or in Hindu religion. One believes which is Sankhya. Sankhya means counting, that there is a nature or Prakriti and there is a spirit or Purusha. Nature has all the qualities but no energy. Purusha has all the energy or the spirit but has no qualities. So the formless, without any qualities or guna, spirit will not do any action simply because there is no reason to do an action. We do an action because we have a desire. Desire comes from qualities or gunas. So these two independent entities, according to the Sankhya philosophy, exist independent of each other. However, when they come together, now the question would be, why do they come together? That's the beginning of the universe. So now when the spirit combines with the matter, which has a form, which has existence, which has qualities, which has gunas, the universe comes to existence. And the principles involved are counted, and so there are 21 principles, some count 19, some count 21. And this creates the entire universe. Please remember that these principles include certain things which are not thought of as independent matter, but the mind, the intellect, the ego, and something called Chaitanya. They all come from nature. But in addition to that, we also have 5 great elements or Panchamahabhuta, 5 great pranas or the energy forces. These are all part of the counting of which all come from the matter. But the matter independently cannot create the life. So when the life has to be created, it needs energy, it needs spirit, and that is provided by the spirit or Purush or Chaitanya. And the two coming together start the life. So that's the third way of thinking. So the first way of thinking, materialistic, saying that there is no separate consciousness, everything is matter. The matter creates the consciousness, and that's why we are all alive. The second one is majority of the religion and majority of the people on the earth feeling that the consciousness or the God created the matter, and then the matter has different shapes, forms, looks, and it changes all the time. So that's why it is not permanent, it is not real, but it is changing. I mean, that principle everybody accepts. We are born, we are baby, we are infant, we are child, we are teenager, we are adult, we become older and we die. So there is always constant change even though we don't see it. And that change is in matter. The change is not in the spirit. So the third philosophical group is independent energy and matter. When they come together, the universe starts. And again, the matter goes to the matter and the energy is released. It is encased by certain things and it forms another live person or animal. That's the third way of thinking, and the Sankhya is the third principle. The fourth one is Advaitya, which means everything is consciousness, and the matter is not, consciousness is not in the matter, but matter is in the consciousness. That means whatever, everything is actually happening under the umbrella of consciousness. So whatever I'm thinking, doing, acting, eating, sleeping, talking, everything that I'm doing which is related to my material or matter principles, it actually is all happening because of the consciousness. It's happening inside the consciousness. One could vaguely compare this to a dream in a dream. That means if you're having a dream in which you go to a bed and you're having a dream, something like that could be compared with the dream of the consciousness, the God, where we are all actually actors in his or her dream. a little bit too complicated. Maybe I'll talk about it a little bit more in my next video. Thank you for watching. I know it is complicated, but if you like it, please subscribe. Thank you. Have a nice day.